Because I definitely got to get your take on this Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua situation, bro. I mean, they call it an exhibition. I think they should really fight for real. Yeah. It's hard for me to really look at it and call it a real fight. Because I know at the end of the day, Anthony Joshua should put Jake Paul in the hospital. I'm just saying. If we going off experience, been doing this, Olympics, amateur, seeing the best of the best, Anthony Joshua should really put that boy in the hospital. Statistically, in a real fight.
They say numbers don't lie.
Right. They don't lie. But Jake Paul has fought nobody remotely close to having him ready to think he can take on an Anthony Joshua. Anderson Silva just didn't do it.
Yeah, none of these fights seem real.
Anderson Silva just didn't do it.
None of these fights seem real.
Numbers don't lie, but they don't always tell the truth.
That's real.
Okay. Can we say that?
That's true.
Well, buzz it down. Yeah, Elaborate a little bit.
I want to go on record for saying that don't be surprised if Jake Paul beats Anthony Joshua. Now,
there's three blind mice at the table.
Open that up. Yeah, open that up.
Now, that being said, like, we don't really always know what the situation is when it's an exhibition. We don't know what the do's and the don'ts are. We don't know how, it's a 2-minute round, 3-minute round. I think the fight he had with Mike, I didn't know anything until the bell rang. It was like, we're still learning things as this fight's carrying on. So we really don't know all of the ins and outs of this whole situation. But here's the bottom line.
Jake Paul's not losing.
While Anthony Joshua is bigger.
That's my issue.
For sure.
Clearly bigger.
Clearly bigger. Reach clearly longer.
I've never had a problem with a fighter that was taller, bigger, more muscle than me, anything like that. I fought at 140 whatever pounds, and I used to spar with legitimate heavyweights. Like, I was little, but I was strong. I was fast. I was good. No, Jake isn't any of that. But I'm just simply saying that when you look at the size, again, the numbers don't lie, but they're not telling the whole truth. All right. Because now you got a fighter that's so much shorter than you've probably ever seen. You have to now make an adjustment to trying to punch.
Anthony Joshua remember that ass whooping he got from Andy Ruiz.
He
remembers. Andy was a short dude. Anthony Joshua remembers. He remembers for sure. He remembers. He remembers for sure.
See, my issue with that, right? And who am I in the sport of boxing? I ain't stepped in the ring ever. But I don't feel like Jake Paul deserves an exhibition. Mike Tyson, Roy Jones, they deserve it.
Yeah.
Mayweather, Pacquiao, they deserve it.
I hear you.
But to where you some rules and you can't, I don't think, man, they
just don't
set right with me. I don't know. It's just my opinion, but I'm a nobody.
I'm gonna call it a draw.
Sport of boxing.
I hear you, and I agree with you 100%. Yeah. But again,
but I get it.
We're purists again, looking at this from a standpoint of this is the sport, this is the game that we love to watch. That I did, and all these kinds of things. And again, while all of those things make sense. Yeah. Jake figures out a way to make it make sense for him. Yeah. And again,
I ain't mad at it. I get the
it's gonna be a draw.
But as a purist, in that sense, you're right. But
I hate to even try to get into this. But if it's an exhibition, does that mean both guys have their hand raised at the end?
It's gonna be a draw.
It's gotta be. In my opinion, it's gotta be.
I'm gonna tell you why it's gonna be a draw.
It should always be.
Because Netflix just got into Jake Paul business. Jake Paul can't lose right now. He just got here. He has to keep winning. But how you gonna fuck Anthony Joshua like he ain't no gold medalist and ain't been whooping ass for over 10 years? So to settle both of them, here you go, Anthony Joshua. You getting paid like a motherfucker,
absolutely.
And it's a draw.
It should be every time.
Jake didn't lose, you didn't lose, and we might get a part 2 out of their ass in Wembley somewhere over there, really over there, and really kill him. That's all I'm saying.
So
can you attest to that? Does that sound like it might make some type of sense?
It sounds like that's the game.
You feel me?
The game is a hustle. You know,
they sitting at the marketing table saying that.
At the end of the day,
he can't lose.
The two biggest things to me,
for sure.
I heard over the weekend that Anthony Joshua is training with Alexander Usyk and Alexander Usyk's coach. What? I love that.
Me too, but that seems like
extreme.
He pulling out the big guns.
It seems like it's too late. It seems like it's a little extreme.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe this was a move that he was already preparing to make. Maybe he knew he had a little bit more that he wanted to do in boxing, and he was going to make this move already. Yeah. You know, while you stood across from this guy twice, I think that second time ended. Until now, there's a lot of space for you to finally decide to get with this man.
For sure.
You should have got with this with Alexander and his trainer a long time ago.
Real talk.
Because they truly can get him to another level. That's bad news for Jake Paul. Why? Because now you have someone who understands how to deal with smaller fighters how to train you to become a smaller fighter, which is essentially what you need when you're fighting a shorter guy. You either got to remain big and tall, or you got to learn. You got to know how to fight smaller. You know, most tall guys don't know how to fight smaller. They get caught in between, and that's why a lot of those fights end up going the way that they go.
Damn.
The other side of that, though, the other main component to this fight is Anthony Joshua has taken some damage from some legitimate heavyweights.
That's real.
Yes.
That heavyweight punch is just different.
It is.
Yeah.
His punch resistance is not what it used to be. And I think a lot of people are going to be mad if somehow Jake Paul catches him with one of those like lightning
And I think it's possible, based on how he's performed in his later fights. It's possible.
Who?
That he could get caught with a
Based how Anthony Joshua.
yeah. It's possible that Anthony
But
Joshua
you know
could
why,
legitimately
though?
get caught.
Because he's fighting real boxers.
Who's fighting real boxers?
Anthony Joshua. His last couple outings, he got whooped. He's fighting other
Right,
pros
right.
who's
That's
been
why
doing it like him.
Exactly.
Now he's fighting somebody 12 fights in the game.
Yeah, he ain't been punched.
12 fights in the game.
And you said that Rolly was catching Pac at the right time.
You feel?
And then I said Pac is also catching
Rolly at the right time.
Rolly is older. Rolly has been through some things in his career as well. His punch resistance is low, so it kind of evens the playing field for Manny Pacquiao, who's a little bit older and just isn't gonna hit that mark the way that he used to. Same thing with Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua. This is pretty much perfect timing for both these guys.
Yeah.
You know,
It's just hard for me to. I love the man's hustle. I love Jake Paul hustle. Any motherfucker get Netflix behind you, you the man.
Yeah.
You are the man. Your business team is excellent.
Yeah.
But Anthony Joshua, though, dog. Anthony, for real,
it don't make sense.
he could have gave us Deontay Wilder, man, or something. You know what I'm saying?